So today I want to just do a follow-up video to an earlier video. What do you do? What kind of content do you create if you don't have any social proof? If you're trying to build a business, you're trying to promote, market your brand, your service, your product, but you don't have any social proof, what do you do?
That me though. That me though. I ain't got no problem with what you do. I'ma do me though. Yeah. I like chains on top of my chains for real, but that's me though.
Hello everyone, my name is Timothy Flemming Jr. and today this is a follow-up video to an earlier video that I did where I talked about what to do, what type of content to create if you don't have any social proof. If you're trying to market your business, your service, your product, you're a coach, you're a creator, you're trying to market your product or service online, but you don't have any testimonials. You don't have any clients that you can brag on. You don't have any social proof that you can market, because we all know that social proof is what drives sales. Oftentimes people will go and look up testimonials and reviews before they purchase a product or service. But if you don't have any testimonials and any reviews, then what do you do? And in the last video, I definitely encourage you to check it out, but I explained that one of the things that you can do is you can use the how I statements at the beginning of every video. You can use that in your titles. In other words, you present yourself as the social proof. How I built the business in 30 days. How I took my brand from $0 to six figures within the last 6 months. How I, wrote a book in a week. And then you begin to provide your framework or strategy and just let people see that your system actually worked for you. So that's one great idea. But I want to also add to that and share a little bit more, because I was listening to, and this is probably one of the greatest marketers and copywriters that is, that has definitely come along during our lifetime. There's a gentleman, his name is Frank Kern. Frank Kern. And I remember coming across his material several years ago when I started out along the path or the journey of becoming a copywriter, learning the art of copywriting. And I remember coming across Frank Kern. He wrote The Control, for those that are in that field. He was the one that kind of set the standard. He was the one that really just raised the bar as far as copywriting and sales letters go. And he was just sharing how in one of his letters, this was how he was able to secure clients. Let's just say you're starting a marketing business. You don't have any clients. You don't have anyone. You're starting a business with offering any kind of a service. You don't have any clients, no one. You don't have anyone that you could advertise as having gone through your service or gone through your program or having tried your product or whatever. No testimonies, no reviews. You don't have anyone. You're starting completely from scratch. Well, Frank Kern, in one of his sales letters, and I'm going to kind of take the contents from that sales letter, condense it, just kind of paraphrase it and throw it out there for you. But the gist of what he wrote in that letter is what I want you to grab a hold of. In one of his sales letters, he shared how this sales letter made him a lot of money. I mean, a truckload of money. It secured so many clients, so many big businesses, companies for him that began to work with him, and he made, he's made millions of dollars as a marketer. But he, in one of his sales letters, and this was the sales letter that kind of set the bar. It became the control. It became the sales letter that other copywriters used in order to help customize and craft their letters. In this sales letter, Frank Kern he starts out by writing to each individual company that he wanted to work for. No one knew him. He had no clients, no one that he could boast about and talk about. He couldn't go out there and put together a bunch of marketing material saying, I have helped 500 companies. He didn't. He didn't have any clients, anyone that he could boast of. He was just starting out. So he starts out his sales letter just by, of course, acknowledging, he would do the research on each client that he wanted to work with. And he would start something to this effect that, hello, you don't know me. My name is Frank Kern. I am a marketer. Look, I love your product. I love your service. And he would establish rapport by first demonstrating to the potential client or the prospect that he has done all of his research on them. Hey, I love your products. I love this product. I love that service. I love this service. And he would just go down and just kind of explain, not linger too long, but he would just throw that out there to let them know that he had already researched them, that he was familiar with their business, familiar with their product, familiar with their mission statement, everything that they were about, that he had done all of his homework on them. And in his letter, he would throw things out like, I love your mission statement, that you all work with underprivileged children. You all do this. You have a foundation that you all are doing this. And I just love that kind of work. And I also love your products. I mean, those are incredible. So he would establish rapport early on in the sales letter. And then he would go into making his pitch. He would tell them, look, I just want to go ahead and cut to the chase because I know you don't know me. And you have a right to be skeptical of me and untrusting and everything else. And I completely get that. He will move into addressing objections. If I don't know you, why should I trust you? Who are you? And I can't research you and look up and find any track record. So why in the world should I work with you? And he would address those objections early on. I know you don't know me. I know you don't trust me. You don't supposed to trust me because you don't know me. I'm someone fairly new, but I want to just take this time and really just appeal to you and let you know that I am a marketer. And I want to make this bold promise. He will make a very bold promise that I could take your revenue and I can cause your revenue to triple within the next X amount of days. This is the proposition here that I could help you accomplish said goal in X amount of time. It's the same kind of talk that when you're trying to present your coaching service, you need to have that language in your pitch. That I can help you lose 10 pounds in the next 2 weeks. What is the result that I can get you, and how long is it going to take for me to get you that result? And he would just go in and explain that, look, I can help triple your income, quadruple your income. I can help you 10x your income in X amount of time. Okay, sounds appetizing. Sounds curious. I'd like to hear a little bit more. Then he will go into the next part of the sales letter, and he will pretty much lay out a strategy and a plan of how kind of give them the framework, so to speak, of how he's going to help them triple or quadruple or 10x their income, take their products to the next or services to the next level. And then this is the crazy part right here. He would always end with this pitch right here. He would let them know, you don't have to pay me a dime up front. You don't have to pay me a dime up front. I will come in, I will triple your revenue, I will take your product and I will get you X amount of money, get you a surge of new customers, and I will quadruple your revenue within the next 3 months or the next 6 months if you allow me to come in, and you don't have to pay me. Now, most people are not going to sit back and argue and fight with that. If you're going to come in and do this work and not ask me for any money, at least up front, then hey, well, you know what? That kind of sweetens the deal a little bit. And he would just let them know that, hey, I will come in, I will quadruple your income, I will get you, I will take your revenue to the next level. You don't have to pay me up front. But when the money does come in, not if, but when the money does come in, then you can just pay me on the back end. You know, just compensate me a percentage on the back end, and that's it. We can work that out, you know, you know, and just on the back end. If I actually get you the sales, then you can, then we talk about money. Then we talk about some sort of compensation. But that's if I get you the sales first. If I don't get you any sales, you don't owe me a dime. So all of the work, all of the onus, everything is on me. That's how Frank would word it in his letters. It's all on me, because either I'm going to get you infinitely more money, or if what I do doesn't work, you don't lose anything, because you don't have to pay me for anything until I get you the actual business, I get you the clients. So that would always sweeten the deal. But then he wouldn't stop there. He would take it a step further. He took it a step further in the sales letter. He said, but not only that, but just for taking the time out to trust me. If I fail to secure the clients, if I fail to triple or quadruple or 10x the revenue, if I don't succeed, if I fail over these next amount of months or whatever, however the time period was that he promised to accomplish the task, if I fail, he said, not only do you not owe me anything, I will pay you $5,000 just for wasting your time. Oh my goodness. What company is going to say no to that? They will prefer to work with him rather than actually hire a super expensive marketing firm or guru, because this guy's coming in saying, not only is he promising this bold promise that he's going to triple, quadruple, 10x our revenue, but he's actually promising to do it without us having to pay him a dime unless he actually secures the money, unless he actually delivers on the promise. And then we only pay him a percentage out of the income that we have just earned as a result of his marketing efforts. But if he doesn't get any new clients, we don't owe him a dime. Wow. You know what? And then on top of that, if he doesn't deliver within X amount of time, he actually promises to pay us $5,000, and he can't get out of it because it's in the contract. So, whoa, what do we have to lose? And Frank Kern said that one sales letter, that made him so much money, that earned him so much business, because he did deliver. He did triple and quadruple the income of these clients. And as a result thereof, they turned right around and rewarded or paid him handsomely a percentage out of the money that he helped them to accrue. And not only that, but because he was so good at what he did, they turned around and they kept hiring him. Now, the next time they hired, it wasn't a pay me on the back end. The next hire was, here's my upfront fee. You know what I can do. You know my ability. You know my track record. You have history with me now. So this time we're gonna discuss money up front because you know I can deliver. So, but when he first started, it was pay me on the back end only if I get the clients for you. But then later on, once he established his expertise, it was okay, now we discuss money on the front end. And they were more than willing to pay because they knew that he delivered. So I wanted to share that with you because I thought about this incredible sales letter that was written by one of the greatest marketers who was able to secure clients without having a huge track record. And it was because of the things that he said in his sales letter, how I can actually get you clients and you don't have to pay me unless I actually deliver the results, and then you pay me on the back end. And then on top of that, if I don't deliver, then I'm going to compensate you just for wasting your time. And so there's no risk. There's no risk because when you're offering to work with someone or you're trying to work with someone, you want to remove all of the risk out of the way up front remove all of the risk. And this is one of the reasons why a lot of coaches and service providers will oftentimes offer a money-back guarantee, and they'll let people know that, hey, you can try this program or whatever for the next 14 days or 7 days or however many days, and if you don't like it, then you get a full refund. Why is that so important? Because when people are trying to get to know you, they don't really know you, they're not really confident in your work, then you want to remove the risk factor so that people don't feel like they are taking a huge risk on you when they haven't worked with you in the past and they don't really know and trust you like that yet. So I wanted to share that with you and kind of throw that out there, that if you're starting out in service, maybe you can take the Frank Kern approach to landing your first clients. You might know a business owner, you might know a service provider, you might know someone in your immediate circle. Now, I'm not talking about getting on social media and all of that stuff. I'm talking about people that are around you, people that you know. You might know a business owner down the street, or someone right around the corner, or somebody in church, or wherever you go to worship, or whatever. You know someone there who could definitely use help, the kind of help that you're offering. And you go to them and let them know that I can help you get such results in X amount of time, and I'm taking the risk out of it. I'm taking the risk out of it. I'm gonna do this for you right now just to showcase what I can do. And if the first run is successful, then we can negotiate and talk about, some contract and me doing a continuous ongoing work with you, and talk about the compensation and what that looks like. So that's hey, I'm just throwing that out there, something for you to think about, just a little food for thought. So if you enjoyed what you heard, I know you're going to enjoy this free masterclass that I have coming up. And the title of this masterclass, this is for authors. This is for those that want to jump into the coaching space, which means you want to monetize your knowledge. You want to take this knowledge that you have up here, that expertise that you have, and you want to turn that into a profitable online business. Well, I have a free masterclass that's coming up. It's entitled From Passion to Profit, and I'm going to show you 3 steps on how to build a profitable and scalable coaching program. That's right. So if you're an author, if you are an expert, if you are a service provider, someone, and you want to take that knowledge and monetize it, then I definitely encourage you to sign up for this free masterclass. The link is in the description below. So it's free, but you do have to register. So I hope to see you in the next video.